Okay, I was cruising along so nicely on this fender removal, and then I realized that there's one damn screw down in the fender that we're going to have to at least release the front or the rear wheel and slide it back to get a wrench in there. It's a bummer, but anyway, so you'll need your jack. That's it. I just got this thing at Harbor Freight. It wasn't very expensive at all. And I've just jacked up the bike just enough to get that rear wheel off the ground, just a tad. So do that, and then I'll show you how to take that fender off. Okay, after you have your bike just jacked up just almost to where the tire will come off the ground, maybe not quite, then loosen these tensioners just a little bit on both sides. And then on the axle, we'll have to remove the keeper. A little keeper on the axle. Then take off the nut and the washer. This is a 15/16 size is what it is. And then once you get that off, just take a plastic hammer or whatever and kind of get that started and tap that axle bolt through, and then I'll pull it out the other side. Now the next step is there's two screws on the bottom of this plastic belt guard. Just take those screws out, and then you can rotate that over out of the way. Oh, you'll notice I've taken the exhaust off this side. Just much easier to get in there. Okay, what I did is I slid the wheel forward enough to get the belt to come off the pulley here. And then once you do that, then you can pull the wheel back and you'll have clearance to get in this area to take that screw out. And luckily, ours came out real nicely. It wasn't very tight, so I'm sure hoping yours is the same way. Anyway, let me show you how we did that. Okay, there's that little stinker screw right there. It takes a T40 Torx wrench to get it out. And luckily I'm able to put the wrench up through the bottom and turn it, so I'm able to get that one out. Gosh, I'm so glad. It could be a stinker for you. You know, I'm also wondering maybe if your bike's an older corroded one, maybe it'd be best to take it to the Harley or a bike shop and have that fender removed for you. But you know, I'm a stubborn guy. I like to do it myself. So anyway, I think it's going to come out okay, and then we'll continue on. And there it is. It's removed. Hooray! Now, what I did is I cleaned this. This bushing is always so grungy from road grime and everything, so I like to clean it off and get it ready to reinstall it in there. So for now, what I did is I just I pushed the tire forward so I could get the belt wrapped around the pulley, and then I pulled it back just kind of to have it in place. I'm going to leave everything like that right now because I want to make sure this fender comes off before I finish mounting that wheel. The first step in taking this fender off is we're going to have to unplug this connector. There's a little button right there. Just unplug that. Take that out, and then what I did is I just pried that loose from the fender so it popped off. You can see that. Say settle on with a little plastic clip, so just pry that off. And then the air tubes from the shocks, I just pulled that little pin out of the top of that, and that popped that off too, because you want to have that loose so we can slide that fender out. Our next step is to take this screw out, and then after you do that, then the chrome strip will come off, and then we'll remove the air tubes, air lines from the shocks. They were mounted right there. So just go ahead and take those out. And then remove these two screws on both sides. This one, two here, two here. And I think we're ready to pull this fender out. Let's try it out. Looking good. Before you pull it out, make sure your air lines from your shocks are not in the way. I just kind of put those over there out of the way. And so far I just pulled that out and it fell down, so I think it'll come out okay. Let's see if it comes out all the way. Hey, we got it. Things looking good. That should be the worst part of the whole conversion, I think. Now we'll go ahead and put the axle back in. The main thing, don't forget this bushing. It goes up in between the wheel and the bike right there. Kind of put that in place before you lower the bike down a little bit so it'll stay in there. Oh, and then one thing I do too, I always clean the axle. Clean it off and then put a little light coat of new grease on it. just a little thin coat. It just makes it go in and out so much nicer. And there you have it. Now, I won't tell you how to adjust the belt tension on these because we're not really certified Harley mechanics, and there's tons of videos online as to how to adjust your belt tension. You may even know now if you're a Harley guy. So anyway, I put the axle back in, kind of snugged it up. I'm going to take this wheel back off again because obviously I'm going to change that ugly tire. But anyway, I put that back in, and then I put the little belt guard back on. And then I think that should kind of wrap it up. I'm still debating on the shocks on this bike. I may run one with the air shocks and then one with some aftermarket ones. So anyway, we're just kind of in the designing stages, but there you have it. Let's try the front fender.